Then the next day she has a date with Peter. He definitely knows his camera angles. He definitely knows the right angle to give the camera. I'm gonna know my angles too if I'm gonna be on TV, especially if I'm trying to be the next Bachelor. I gotta. But anyway, she has Peter meet her at this old, beautiful monastery. She walks him into the monastery. It's beautiful. It's quiet. There's no one there. They end up talking to a monk about relationships. And they sit outside the wall of the monastery, and they're talking about the whole proposal thing. He wants to make sure that who he asks is the person that he's going to be with for the rest of his life. And he's like, yeah, I can picture us being together. I can picture baseball games and football games and wine painting. And it's like, Peter, do you really do that? He's trying to portray himself as a guy that does that, like love going to the farmer's market. And maybe he does, but not in the way that he's trying to make it sound like. I think on that night, they have a one-on-one, but they had this conversation before in Geneva, and there was this deal that was made that if he doesn't feel like later on down the road, or as if he figures or he realizes that she's not the one, or he's just not ready for this, or is really not with this whole pace of this show and this journey, then he would leave. He said that to her, but he never left. He's still there. He's still top two. And I think he's just playing her. So then she goes to Peter's room that night to have a conversation. She's mentioning as she's walking there her little like side interview, saying that she's been trying to find clarity with Peter and she's just not getting it, and she feels like she's asking or she's going after something that he doesn't want to do, but now she's confused because they've been talking a lot about the future, so she's just not understanding. He's fucking with her head, saying he's building his story plot right now so he can be the next future Bachelor, because this, I mean, it's a good story plot, but if this was a normal situation, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But you came into this situation, this journey, knowing that if you continue to stay, um, because obviously you're staying because you like her or you're falling in love with her, and she's falling in love with, and the Bachelorette is falling in love with him, then you know what happens at the end. This is not the first season. It's like one of the most emotional television moments ever, in my opinion. This was very, I think that she really did have feelings for him, and I think that this is what he was planning to do anyway. I think that his tears are fake. I really do. I feel bad for Rachel because I really do think that was her emotions, her real emotions. I don't think that it was his. You're trying to project that she's forcing you to do something you don't want to do, but you signed up for this. But now you're trying to push her into not getting engaged when she signed up and went through this whole process for that. And then he says, okay, fine. I will propose to you, even though it's against my will. This is not what I want to do, but if this is gonna keep you, then I will. Like, what kind of backhand? A lot of people, the comments I saw, people, if you're gonna force me to ask you to marry you, I will, just so I can be with you. Like, can you imagine the backlash? Can you imagine the comments that would be said about Rachel? Do you would have lost mad respect for her if she did that? You know she's gonna say no. I'm not gonna have you do something that you don't want to do. Point blank. Period. Trying to push it back on her. Go fuck yourself. He's trying to make Rachel sound that she's being unreasonable. She's not. This is the show. But why? Why is he doing that? Because this is a plot. This is his story plot, and this is what's gonna get him to become the next Bachelor. And I mean, this was emotional. She like cried her eyelashes off, and they did the biggest makeout session after the breakup. She like cried all her makeup off too. She was beautiful though. I don't know why they put that much makeup on her. She's a pretty girl. Walks her all the way to the elevator, and then they do this big makeout session, and it's the goodbye kiss, and I know how that goes. But he walks her to the elevator, and I guess they're doing all this talk, and she's over here oh, I don't want to go. I really think she pressed that elevator button, but it wasn't working because she had to walk downstairs. She walked downstairs because obviously the elevator wasn't working. And she's over here, oh, I don't want to leave. But the elevator door wasn't opening. So, she finally just walked off, gone downstairs. These are all full of tears, right? Walking in the rain. Like, this was sad. And then it goes live, and then Chris Harris loves to stir the pot, so he's like pausing for a moment. It's an awkward moment. She just saw it, and he's like, "Oh, well, you guys didn't really do a complete good breakup." She was like, "No, that was a breakup." And I'm thinking that was a breakup. That was a breakup. There's over there on the corner behind this stage, like, with his head down, and he's all emotional. 'Cause I think it's bullshit too. He said it a million times. I'm gonna say it a million times more. He's just trying to be the Bachelor. They didn't stay together. But anyway, Peter gets on stage. He looks awkward. This whole situation is awkward. He wanted to be with her, but he wasn't ready to propose yet. Chris Harrison, he's over here stirring the pot. And he's like, well, you said to her that she's choosing a ring over happiness and she's going to have a mediocre life. Da, da, da. And then this was the time for Peter to apologize. And she clapped back real quick, talking about, yeah, you did say that. And I'm not living a mediocre life. I'm living the best life. Great shade. You never said that. On the other hand, if it was me, I probably would have said, I can understand that that was the heat of the moment. So I'm not taking that personal, but you did say that. I know it was the heat of the moment. Obviously that's not true. I am living the best life that I am, but I understand that you said that out of frustration. Like, I would have said something along the lines of that way. But Rachel, she was, petty. And sometimes we get that way. We become petty betties. And after the commercial break, it goes back to the conversation between Peter and Rachel in front of Chris Harrison. And Peter says, I felt attacked. And she's like, why do you feel attacked? I'm not attacking you. We're talking about the situation that happened. It's an awkward situation. It's a emotional situation. It was really hard on both of us. But how do you feel attacked? And then he couldn't articulate it. Great choice of words. That's not attacking. He was defending. Harris goes on asking again, well, I don't think you guys broke up. You guys said a goodbye, like just a long, bracing, emotional kiss, but you guys never said goodbye to each other. Peter's like, nah, we broke up. He was trying to set himself up to be the next Bachelor. I wish I was able to be open to the process. So, which is basically saying he's willing to be in the process when he has his own show. People didn't catch that, but Rachel did real quick. He's like, I don't know. I think you were true to yourself. Basically saying you weren't in your head. You were very true to yourself. I don't think this whole process, this whole show, this whole situation is for you. You like taking your own time. She butchered his chance. At least she did her best to butcher his chance. And then he ends up wishing her the best. And she's like, I really genuinely wish you the best too. But low key, I don't want you to be the next Bachelor. So I'm sabotaging this shit. You son of a bitch. Try to play me. Nominate yourself as the top two just so you can have your own freaking show because you knew there was a chance that I might pick your ass. Well, I'm going to sabotage your motherfucking ass. I wish you the best. So then it goes to the rest of the show. Brian doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know that Peter eliminated himself. He's feeling nervous. He really does want her. It kind of sucks. I wish that they didn't bring Peter out so early as they should. I feel like there could have been still an anticipation. And once we talked with Peter, we knew what the ending's going to be. So it wasn't as grand as it should be, like most of the Bachelor shows. Nevertheless, she was dressed up. It was really windy. Her it was just such a windy day. It was horrible. They should have picked another place where it wasn't as windy to do the proposal and the rose ceremony. Anyway, goes up there, and Rachel, she makes a speech. She says how much she loves him and she found her forever, and he just wants to kiss her in the middle of her speech. And she's like, no, you gotta wait. And I think he really, really, really loves her. He got on one knee, asked her to marry him, cute way. She gave him the rose. She said, you're the first person I gave the rose to. You're going to be the last. Of course, he said yes, and they're kissing, and goes back live, and they invite Brian again, and Brian comes out, and he reproposes to her. A lot of people are like, oh, that's just cheesy and fake, but I mean, he's just trying to. Sometimes that's what sucks about being romantic. Like, it is cheesy. Some of it does look a little fake and it feels awkward, and guys don't like to be in that situation, but he didn't care. He still was going to do it anyway because he knew that it would make her happy. Terrace gives Rachel and Brian a 2 week vacation back in Rioja, Spain. Want to go ahead and date, and I think they're cute. I wish them the best of luck. I think Rachel picked the best choice out of the three. I think Brian does love her. I feel bad that Brian is having so much hate with everyone, and everyone thinks that Brian is fake. I mean, he is cheesy, can be a little awkward, but that's him, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I love how confident he is. Glad he won, and I hope that they have the best marriage. I hope they have a beautiful wedding. Please leave your comments below. I want to know what you guys think about Peter. I ask that you don't attack me and just say that I'm a hater. I'm not. I just want to hear your opinions on Peter. But I think that he's a manipulator. I think he's fine as hell. I really do. I think he's fine. I think he's smashable. He's cute. I know he knows his angles. Yep, so I'm going to do shows. I'm going to start talking about Game of Thrones. I really like Game of Thrones and Insecure. And if you guys have any shows that you want to recommend to me or want me to review, please leave a message below. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this show. I am really looking forward being a part of the YouTube family. And yeah, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon with teas and receipts.